What was that?
The Nethicite.
Your Majesty does not disappoint. Ever quick to spurn an honorable surrender, as was your father.
You know nothing of my father!
That voice acting is actually pretty good. 200 damage to everyone in an AoE. That's pretty good. I gotta say, especially since it only costs her what looked to be 4 MP. So, it seems like a pretty good ratio to me. 4 MP for 200 damage to every target. This guy's gonna be a pain without magic. Because he'll block like half the attacks, but it looks like he's going down pretty quick. Although I don't know how much damage Arrow is gonna do. Quite a bit. Come on, Ash, your entire job is to stand there and cast Cure constantly. Do you know if there's any way to reset the jobs? Nope. Once the jobs are picked, you cannot change them. Oh, don't do that. Piece of crap. She still does the most damage. Oh no, she doesn't. Slightly less. Stop blocking, please. We need Decoy for this setup to really work, because Van needs to be the one taking hits. You might be able to save edit, which basically cheat to change the license board they're on, but that's not going to work very well.
An Atomos? All skiff, no ship. Hardly fit for a leading man.
So I can fly it then?
You're mad. Can't we go faster? Not yet.
Hasn't gone too fast, they'd have noticed.
Balthier, your handkerchief. I thought you might want it back.
I shall wear it close to my heart.
Perhaps you forget all that Ondor has wrought.
I do not forget, Majesty. It was by his counsel, dangerous though it may have been, that we were able to free you. You must meet with him, Your Highness, and give ear to his words. He may act in league with the Empire, but his heart is not.
It is as he says. I ought not have kept Ondor at so great a distance, for so long a time. I have played the fool.
You were only being cautious.
Majesty, I would ask you for some time. On our own, we struggle in vain to restore Dalmasca. I must search out some other way. Until I should find it, I would have Bosch remain at your side. Doubt him you may. But I measure his loyalty to Dalmasca no less than my own.
I know you would not speak so lightly. Very well.
Keep her well. Go to Ondor and there await my return.
God, I gotta go talk to that guy again. I thought we went straight to the Western Sand, but that sounded a bit odd to me, so... Ah well. Slaughter Uno! Save over... I don't know. Save over this one, it's fine. 6 hours into the game. Not accounting for the fact that a lot of that time has been fast-forwarded, so we're probably more along the lines of like 10 hours into the game. Maybe not that much, but, you know. Meow. I don't believe the shops have restocked, so we're going to pass on visiting those. Bandra, or something like that. Sure, why not? Whatever. Whatever floats your boat, man. I just want to watch a billion cutscenes.
When Vossler learned my father had been killed the night of the treaty signing, he returned to Rabanastre, there to aid my escape. There was still time before Vane's reach extended too far. We thought that you could protect me.
However, when I then made the announcement that you had taken your own life, I must have seemed a model citizen of the Empire. The announcement, you see, was Vane's suggestion. Of course, at the time I was reluctant, but I could not perceive his reasons. Now it is clear he meant to drive a wedge between us.
Halim, we are past all this. Bushirba must stand with us. We can stop Vane.
I once knew a girl whose only wish was to be carried in her uncle's arms. Your Majesty is a woman grown now.
Then Bushirba will aid me.
Suppose for a moment you were to defeat Vane. What then? You cannot simply rebuild your kingdom with the only proof of your birthright stolen. Without that, the Grand Kiltia Sanbur Omises cannot and will not recognize your Majesty as the rightful heir. You may yet be a princess, but without proof of your identity, you are powerless. You will remain with me. We do nothing till the time is right.
I cannot just wait.
Then what does your Majesty propose we do?
Uncle Halim.
Incidentally, what is the going rate for rescuing princesses these days? Food would be a start. The good stuff, mind you.
This can be arranged, though it will take some time.
Time enough for a bath, I hope. Dirty business, you know. Ah, best bring a change of clothes, too.
That's pretty much the opposite of what I did the first time. What walks at night?
What are you doing? This is Balthier's ship.
I'm going to retrieve the Dawn Shard. It's the proof that I need. I know where it's hidden. I'll return his airship later.
Are you crazy?
This is something that I have to do. Not only for myself, but for all those who have fallen. I will not be made to hide. I'll fight alone if I must.
You still have Bosch, right? Besides, you can't just go around stealing people's ships. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to concentrate.
That's quite enough, Your Majesty. What do you think? A bit over the top?
In my line of work, you never know when something like this might come in handy.
I'm trying to concentrate.
I'm leaving you with the Marquis.
You can't.
Trust me, you're better off staying here.
Suppose you kidnapped me instead. You're a sky pirate, aren't you? Then steal me. Is that so much to ask?
What do you have that I would want?
The Dynast King's treasure. The Dawn Shard is but one of the riches that lie waiting in King Wraithwall's tomb.
King Wraithwall, you say?
Kidnapping royalty is a serious offense. It won't do much to lower the bounty on your head.
How much is the price on your head these days, I wonder?
Allow me to escort you in Vossler's place.
Will you be joining us?
What? Are you kidding? I don't want to stick around this place.
Then I'm coming too.
Canelo?
Don't leave me here.
Of course not.
Then it's settled. We should leave before the Marquis realizes she's missing, like proper kidnappers.
Dr. Sid, does this set Draclaw?
I have confirmed he receives funds from Lord Vane. His agency in the fall of Nabudis is also certain. Yet, with Judge Zect, who led the assault, missing, the truth remains difficult to ascertain.
The long, cold years have clouded my eyes. I cannot see my own son's heart.
My lord.
This illness will claim me. So then, who is to be my successor? The Senate fears the capable Peregrine Vane. They prefer a young, fledgling emperor. Gabranth, once in the past I laid siege to your homeland.
The Republic of Landis is long since gone. My allegiance lies wholly with the Empire.
Perhaps. But what of your brother? He did not accept us as you did. He fled to Dalmasca. Did you never think to follow him?
I follow his every move. He is an enemy of the Empire. He will be cut down.
So you would kill even your own brother for the Empire. Be that as it may, Gabranth, your ruthlessness is not without merit. But it must not become this way with Larsa. You must ensure that it does not.
So then you ask me to be his sword, to strike where he might not.
Rather be his shield. Gabranth, keep your close watch on Vane. His is the keenest blade of all.
My lord.
Do this for me, Gabranth. I could not bear to see my sons war with each other again.
To be fair, coughing like that is generally a sign of gonna die soon when you don't have any real, like, you know, medical system. Especially given the guy's like 849 years old or something.
Wow. This come in handy often?
It's tough being popular. Wouldn't want any admirers dropping in while we're away. Well now, that's as far as she goes. We'll be in yacht from here onwards.
Across the Sand Sea, to the Valley of the Dead, and to King Wraithwall's tomb below.
So when you're in yacht, skystones don't work at all. That's why we gotta hoof it the rest of the way, you see?
Happy you get to teach me something for a change?
Well, if you want to be a sky pirate, you gotta know your... Hey, what do you mean for a change?
Come on.
At least we
discuss
thought
it.
to bring
I'm smarter than
entertainment.
you.
Oh yeah? Says who? You want to see what they think about it?
I wouldn't be so confident.
Hey now, they have magic. That doesn't mean they have a medical system. If you've got disease, ain't magic gonna help you. I forgot we were still fast forwarding. Don't let this desert sun consume your soul or something. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I have no money though. Darn it. What can we sell? I'm not gonna use that. I don't know why I bought it. Shouldn't have sold that, but I did, so moving on. Longsword don't need. Vega not gonna use. Iron sword don't need. Dagger don't need. I'm just gonna sell a bunch of random crap to see if I can buy these weapons. Well, actually, we want a wizard staff. I was gonna say so we could get something like this, but she's not gonna be in the party for a while, so we're not gonna spend the money on that. We won't buy any of that. Ooh, Kira. And arrow. Let's get both of those. There we go. That's exactly what Asuna for. Asuna doesn't remove disease, as far as I'm recalling. Elementals, blah 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 blah. We could set her up to use Cura. We don't actually need to at this point. I just bought it for the sake of buying it, but arrow will come in handy later. In fact, I'm curious how much. We'll leave it on fire. I know the red mage can wield shields. I don't have a red mage in the current party though, so it's kind of irrelevant right now. I don't know why you keep saying save in memory card 1 with a kappa at the end, because I am saving in memory card 1. You should probably learn how to use kappa. Or just spam it after every other sentence, what most people end up doing. You have to have an upgraded remedy, I believe, to cure disease. I could be mistaken on that, but I think that's what it is. Cutscene, because we didn't have enough cutscenes. So cutscene. At least they look pretty. Oh yeah, there's vaccine. Forgot about that.
So where
I never
exactly
use it.
is Wraithwall's tomb?
Far to the west. We must first cross the Yogir Yensa, and beyond that, the Nam Yensa, before we reach the tomb. An expanse of desert larger still than all of Dalmasca. We must pace ourselves. If you grow tired, we stop and take rest.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm tougher than I look.
You are at that.
She made a funny. Also, the camera angle that you come in after that cutscene is always this. I don't know why. It's always angled slightly upward. So we are flanked by 2 women in skirts. Well, one of them's in a skirt. The other one, I don't know what you would call that, to be fair. Only does 100 damage. How much MP is... This is not how to check how much MP it is. She can't cast it yet. It's 10 MP for water. That's a lot of MP. Depends on the... I didn't mean to do that. Depends on the damage it does, though, so let's figure this out, shall we? That spell is technically actually called Aqua in this version of the game, but whatever. 300, and I petrified it, but 300. It's a good movie. Not actually that good of a movie, but you know, the thing. There's 2 urns here. Double the urn! Is it a map for both areas? Probably. Namyensa. Is this the other one? Whatever it's called. Yep. So they just give you map of both areas at the start. Alright, whatever. It's a decent area to get chains, too. Especially the second half. Which is actually where I've gotten my highest chain, is the second half of this. Because there's that upper area where it's just a constant stream of those little dudes with haste and stuff. I'm not sure she can actually keep up casting that spell this long. Excuse me. Someone killed him. There we go. Jeez. Is there anything over here? Treasure? No. Apparently not. That sound effect of running is weird. I'll do the weakness gambit. Don't worry about it. I only have 2 gambit slots, and I'm not focusing on getting gambit slots when there's no reason to have 87 gambit slots at the first part of the game.
A construct to draw oil from the ground. Abandoned many years now, it
You mean an oil pump?
Did Dalmaskans build this?
No, the Rosarians. Their empire lies far to the west, ever at war with Arcadia. Heedless of the kingdoms caught in their midst. Dalmasca, Nabrodia, Landis.
'Tis the small craft's fate to watch the list of the galleons and pray for light winds.
Vossler, why are you here?
Imagine my surprise when upon my return to Bogerba, I find both you and the Lady Ash have vanished. I thought you above consorting with sky pirates.
Balthier is a man worthy of our trust, and it was the Lady Ash's decision. I am content to lend my arm. As I could not when Rassler died, when her throne was taken. Never again. I will defend her this time.
You walk the knight's path.
Except you don't have knight's
Lady
armor.
Ash?
You need knight's armor, man, if you're gonna walk the knight's
We should
path.
leave this place.
Let me guess. Sandstorm?
Something far worse.
I see. So the Dawn Shard does lie in King Wraithwall's tomb. The Marquis sympathizes with your plight, yet the Empire perches as a carrion bird on his shoulder. He can keep whispers of your abduction silent for only so long.
Yes. Tell me, Vossler, what have you accomplished?
We leave at once. This is Urutan Yensa territory, and they are unfond of visitors.
That audio problem.
Looks like we've attracted the wrong sort of attention. Let's quit this place while we still can. Move!
Vossler! Have you found the means to restore Dalmasca?
First, we must claim the Dawn Shard. It all begins with that.
Hooray! The dude hits like a truck and he's joined our party again to siphon off a quarter of our experience. Which is what he does, by the way. He soaks up some of the experience you get for killing things. That was a fun trip. Alright, let's go the way we're supposed to go now. Excuse me. Now we have to fight the dudes who have freaking haste on all the time. which I hate with a passion. They also have AoE stuff, which I also hate with a passion, so... Oh, she's silenced. Did we never actually give her staff? We just bought a staff and then never actually gave it to her, didn't we? Does she have the ability to wield it? No, 'cause it's right there. Now she does. Let's actually give her a weapon, shall we? And then remove silence so she can actually do something with it. There we go. Lovely jovely. Look at that staff. It's basically just a stick. It's not even a fancy stick, just a stick. So what actually casts silence? Because that's going to be problematic if they keep doing that. Also, if we keep wasting water on single targets, it's probably going to be an issue as well. It's fine. I don't remember if there's any treasure around here. It's a great way to break your chain, though. Ah, there is treasure. I hope it's good, because it broke my chain. I hope I could click it. There we go. A golden amulet. I don't know what that is. Better than getting Gil, though. Poke him with the stick. Once she runs out of MP, she'll start poking everything with the stick to get MP back. And thankfully, all the stuff these things in this area drop are actually worth something at the shops, so... we can get a fair amount of gil just traveling through this area. See, now would be a great time to cast water. It seems to be only hitting one target. Let's change that to something. I don't know. Blizzard? Yeah, sure, Blizzard. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Does reasonable damage, and I know for a fact it's AoE. Whereas we seem to be having an issue with water not being AoE. I don't know where I'm going, I'm just kind of running. There we go, see how well that worked? Perfect. As long as we don't make an elemental angry at us, we should be fine. Excuse me, thank you. A wizard's hat. You're a wizard, Ari. This is the area I'm talking about up here, by the way, with the chains, so we should probably go that way. Neither of those other two paths that branch off I care about. We don't care about that one. That's where we have to go. Really, it doesn't matter, but let's go that way, although there's an elemental up there. So I risk getting everyone murdered because the thing's level like 60 or something ridiculous. But I want to get the chains, so I get a bunch of loot to sell and stuff. Hello? She draws aggro every time she does that. Decoy, where are you when I need you? Like 12 hours away is where it is when I need it. Unless it's from a chest somewhere and I just happen to miss it. Hello? She's gonna have MP problems, it looks like, for like the rest of time. We could try and find someone who sells charge and get a gambit set up for that, but otherwise she can just hit things to get MP back, so I don't know why you wouldn't just do that. Excuse me. Gotta get that chain. And we're already at level 3 chain. That didn't take very long. There's a dude down here, he's running around this way. There we go. Woohoo, 2 earth stones. It's like 80 gil. It's more gil than you'll get from enemies that drop gil. Which I don't really understand. Is it forged? Jeez. Or they just think you're too lazy or something? Please don't hit that. Please don't hit that, thank you. There's tomatoes down there. I don't want to fight tomatoes. I have no interest in killer tomatoes. Killer tomatoes are not the same chain. This is the right way, right? This is the more difficult of the 2 paths, and actually, does it matter? No, because the north one is the way I want to go, because it triggers